How's it going, everybody? We are Group 5, and today we're going to be talking about DNS. Exactly what is DNS and the importance it has on everything around us, especially for system administration as well as browsing the internet. Anybody who has ever searched for a particular website, whether if it's Facebook, Google, Fortnite, anything, guys, you guys have used DNS. DNS makes our lives so much easier. So basically, DNS can be defined as a distributed hierarchical database composed mainly of computer name and IP address pairs. So instead of us actually searching for a particular IP address to get to a particular site, the DNS allows us to actually name certain IP addresses to a certain name, so it's a lot easier for us to find a particular website that we're actually trying to browse. The structure of a DNS is an inverted tree structure with the root at the top. There's also two types of DNS lookups that can be performed. There's the iterative query as well as the recursive query. The iterative query is a DNS server that will respond with the best information it has to satisfy the query, or it may give a referral response. The recursive query is a DNS server that processes the query until it responds with an address that satisfies the query, or it could even respond with the I don't know message if it cannot find the exact query. If you want a well-functioning network, it is really important that you configured and created a very efficient functioning DNS service, or it won't actually work. Windows automatically detects whether or not the server is configured as a domain controller, then it will integrate the DNS zones with Active Directory. Before you create a zone, you must decide whether if it's a forward lookup zone or a reverse lookup zone, and I'll explain those today. So basically, a forward lookup zone contains records that translate names to IP addresses, such as T and AB records. These consist, of course, if you guys are looking up maybe like a Google website or maybe trying to find Facebook.com. So instead of actually finding or typing in the IP address for Facebook, all you would do is translate the name. So you'd actually type in the name and it would automatically translate it to an IP address. Of course, though, if you want to do the other way, that is called a reverse lookup zone. This contains PTR, or the pointer records, that map IP addresses to host names. So maybe if you want to do the reverse lookup, you would actually type in the IP address and that would actually take you to like a particular website. So you type in the IP address for Facebook and that would send you guys to the actual Facebook website. Now I'm going to be talking to you guys, why would you use DNS? Clearly, humans can understand the words in a URL much easier than the IP address and number. So it's a lot easier for you guys to actually memorize, like, I guess, like a URL name, or like Facebook.com or like YouTube.com. Other computers and network devices understand the IP addresses better than actually looking up names. So it's like knowing someone's name but not their phone number. Moving on over to the demo, I'm going to be showing you guys how to actually use the DNS tool. So first things first, make sure your DNS tool is installed. Go into your DNS tool, and you can see there's the forward lookup zone as well as the reverse lookup zone. First, I'm going to do the forward lookup zone. So I'm going to go ahead and drop it down, find your domain, and then I'm going to go ahead and right click, and it says a new alias, CNAME. For this alias, I will just type in the name HD, so it's hd.wiffle.com, and then you want to go ahead and press browse just like this, go into your server, go into forward lookup on my domain here, and then you can see I have my host, which is of course my server. So I'm going to go ahead and press OK, so we're all set and ready to go. I'm pressing OK here. So now we actually did a forward lookup. You guys can see on my HD, you guys can see it's right here. I can go into the properties, go into security, I can change any of the security permissions if I really want to too, so that's pretty awesome. So anyways, moving on then to the reverse, it is actually opposite of forward lookup. Instead of looking up for the name, you want to look up from the IP address to the name. So I'm gonna go ahead into a reverse lookup zone. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it down, a new zone. We're gonna click next here, primary zone, next, and IPv4. The network ID I'm gonna be using is 140. It's 146. and then it is 170. So just like this. And then once you guys actually are done with that, press go ahead, or just press next, allow dynamic updates, next, and then finish. So there we have it. That is how you make a reverse lookup zone, which is right here, and then our forward lookup zone, which is right there too. So hopefully this helped you guys. Thanks for watching today's quick short video. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about DNS and how it actually works and how to actually use the DNS tool.